Bum 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 bum. Hello? Are we live? We are live. There it is. We are live. There it is. Hey everyone, welcome to the Backseat Brew stream. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. Today we got some Modern Horizon spice with just an extra option thrown in there. Let me just quickly post on the Twitter and everything that we are live, and then we'll get ready to brew. All right, let me post. Stream is live. Go there. That looks good. Time to broadcast. All right. YouTube, 1.5 hours. I think we're good. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Everything's great. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hey, Rach. Hey, Victor. Hey, B702. Hamza will not occur today. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can sell it this time. Aravos, hello. Victor, hi. I had to bring Hamza again. Because there's some new spice for it. Can we see some modular action today? Perhaps. Who are you and what have you done to the real Tomer? What do you mean? Welcome, Tomer. Hey, Jan. Or Han? Is it Han? Greetings from Germany during prime time. Hello. New Planeswalker Commander feels good. Oh, yeah. That one could have some spice as well. Dilatory yet again due to needing to edit something. What does dilatory mean? I'm in a meeting, anyone? I won't tell anybody. They're in a meeting. Hello, Temtsu. Hello, B3H1D4LL. Welcome. Hello, Aspen. Hey, everybody. No Lonus? Simic rules? Well, I actually played a Lonus deck on Commander Clash, which you're going to be watching this Friday. So I didn't want to rebuild it because I've already built it. So these are some new ones for me. But if people are interested in a Lonus brew from scratch with chat, I could throw that as an option next week. But I want to have it as an option only after people have seen the Commander Clash and if they want it there. Where is Monkey? Maybe next week, Victor. Oh, thanks, Charles. For the glory of Kaldra. Thank you so much, Charles Shaw. I really appreciate that, bud. Thank you. Hey, Necropolis. How's it going? Zabaz sounds so janky and so fun. Zabaz has some spice potential, yeah. Lonus seems like a cool commander, but I don't know. Simic, do we really want that? Lonus is really cool. I really like Lonus. It's personally my most hyped commander from the set. But I just built Lonus for Commander Clash, and you're going to be seeing it this week. So after that, if people still want to see Lonus brews, I can oblige. B702, hello. Hello, Jason Korf. Chitterfang is really boring to build. Why is it even an option? I just picked stuff that I thought people were interested in, honestly. I picked 3 options that I think are interesting for people to choose, and then one is for me. Hamza's for me. I will put Hamza every once in a while, sneak it in there, because maybe one day. So Jane is a male name. Spoken Yun. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Is it Yun? Yoon? I suck. I'm a filthy Canadian, and I don't speak other languages. Sure, we can find an interesting take on Chatterfang. I mean, it's whatever people want to see, right? If you have certain stipulations that you want to see for any of these commanders, we can jam with it, right? So yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should start explaining what we do here. So for people who have never joined a Sunday stream before, usually I do a Backseat Brew stream. And the idea behind Backseat Brew, you can find this document in the video description, by the way. Ooh, I want to play some good music too. I found this little cool website that you can actually like play music and it's fine. Let's see if I can do it properly. Am I signed in? Oh, no. Dashboard. All right, it's like a chill hop. It's called chill hop, and what I like about it is that you're allowed to stream the music. And that keeps me from going insane, because then it's not just me talking to myself, which is great. I like that. But then it signed me out, and that made it a little bit more awkward. Creator's dashboard, music library. All right, let's give this a shot. Let me know what you think about it, and tell me if it's too loud or anything. All right, we're back. What edition of D&D do you play? I play 5th edition. I really like 5th edition a lot. Hey, Froggy. Hamza needs to win. We'll see. A bit too loud? Okay, I could lower it. Is that better? Still a bit too loud? Is that better? Much better? Nice. I can actually lower the desktop audio too, so I can make it even lower. Still too loud? Let's lower it by -10 decibels. There we go. Is that good? Alright, I'm vibing with this. Yay! Actually, I can make it louder for me now, and then I can lower it on the OBS side, which is probably the best. So we're gonna lower it by 10, whatever, dB. There we go. Hopefully that's good. All right. So for people who have never seen a Backseat Brew or have never joined a Backseat Brew stream before, first of all, thanks for joining. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I'm very excited to start some brewing. So the idea behind Backseat Brew, you can follow along in the video description. I sent a link to the document. But the idea here is that I've chosen 4 options that I am personally hyped to build a deck around, and I have not actually built a full deck list around any of these 4 options. So I will give you my pitch on why I think each of these commanders are cool and why you should be perhaps excited to brew around them. After I go after I go over all 4 options, I'm going to place a straw poll. I'm going to put it as a link in the Google document, but I'm also going to link it in the chat as well, so you can select it either way. We're going to leave that poll for 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes, whoever gets the most votes, I will build a deck around on the stream live with you all. And we're going to go through it section by section as well. And we're also going to choose our budget. Usually I do like a 5-minute thing for choosing the budget and whatnot. But it also depends on the commander too. Some are easier or harder to build on a budget. Vibes are good here. Okay, good. Okay, so if the music is nice, I like it. How's Pride Month going? It's going well. I mean, I haven't participated in many Pride events or anything because everything's in lockdown, but we had a charity stream, and that was great. On the 18th, so this week, I'm going to be getting finally, hopefully, the colored dye wax. So I can finally make my hair rainbow. And my eyebrows, hair and eyebrows rainbow. And hopefully it will turn out okay. And we'll do a stream on it or something. Tomer got Edric banned from Commander Clash once, I think. Yes. Commander Clash Season 1, Episode 1, our very first episode ever of Commander Clash. Edric dominated so much that it got banned forever. Got banned forever. We brought it back like 1 or 2 other times. But for most part, Edric is banned in Commander Clash. I also own a paper version of Edric as well. Alright, now let's go for some pitches on these actual decks. So the first one that I present for you today, for the audience to decide, Chatterfang Squirrel General. This is the Squirrel Commander, Squirrel Tribal Commander that people have been always waiting for. Hey Neotic, how's it going? This is what Squirrel Tribal fans have always been waiting for. Chatterfang Squirrel General. This is kind of like the full package for Squirrel Tribal. The biggest thing that the Squirrel Tribal has always had issues with in terms of building a cohesive deck is that there's just not a very large card pool for Squirrel cards. The card pool is very small, and it's hard to fill out an entire deck and make it feel like a Squirrel deck because you only have like a handful of Squirrel Tribal support cards / token makers, and the rest of the deck has to kind of try to support that theme, but like you're not going to have that many Squirrel tokens at any given time unless you're going for specific combos. And what Chatterfang does is it says whenever 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, you put those tokens plus that many 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens are created instead. So whenever you're making any kind of token, it doesn't have to be a squirrel token. It doesn't even have to be a creature token. You can make treasure tokens. You can make gold tokens. You can make clue tokens. Any type of tokens, food tokens even. You're going to get that many squirrel tokens as well. And what this allows you to do is it allows your squirrel deck to suddenly feel like a squirrel deck. Because even if you don't have like 99 squirrel themed cards in your deck, if you're running stuff like Pitiless Plunderer, which whenever a creature dies you make a treasure token, if Chatterfang's on the battlefield, now you're making treasure tokens and you're making squirrel tokens. You can make any source of tokens and you'll make squirrel tokens, and that kind of like achieves the flavor of Squirrel Tribal very, very efficiently. Hager, G-E-R. Smothering Tithe finally broken. I mean, Smothering Tithe is white, so if you have Chatterfang in your command zone, you can't run Smothering Tithe. But there's a lot of really good token generators in Golgari colors that you can really go off of. I think Pitiless Plunderer is one of the craziest ones, just because Chatterfang allows you to sacrifice a bunch of squirrels, and then you make that many treasure tokens, and then that many squirrel tokens as well, and that gets pretty nutty pretty fast. So Chatterfang, really good, pretty straightforward. You're a Squirrel Tribal deck. You flood the board with tokens of all different kinds. Chatterfang makes double those tokens as squirrels. And then you can also double up as removal. You can sacrifice squirrels to kill opposing creatures, which is great too. There's some also easy like infinite combos that you can do in Chatterfang that are also on theme with Scurry Oak and whatnot. So really, really good commander, really solid. It will be expensive though. This will not be a budget brew. I'm not even going to attempt it because right now Chatterfang by itself is already $39. And a lot of like the scroll cards, there's not a lot, so they're usually really expensive. And some of them are on the reserve list, and I don't want to deal with like I don't want to deal with a budget brew on that. It's going to be expensive. Sorry, Squirrel Tribal fans, if you're on a budget, it's going to be difficult. You probably need to proxy a bit. Pretty nutty. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got the thing. All right, let's move on. So next thing, Pit Splendor goes infinite with Chatterfang. Yes, it does. But I mean, yes, you need to kill things constantly. But yes. Do you think scroll cards will go back down in price? Probably not. Not the old ones. The old scroll cards are just old, and there's low supply of them. And if they haven't been reprinted, then they're gonna go down over time. But they're not gonna go down that much. All right. Next up, we got another weird tribal commander. This one's less powerful, but also, well, I won't even say less powerful. It has weird shenanigans going on. This is Grist the Hunger Tide, and this is a legendary planeswalker. And generally speaking, you can't have planeswalkers as your commanders unless the card specifically says it can also be your commander. That's one way the Wizards of the Coast has managed to make some planeswalkers eligible for your command zone. But this actually, interestingly enough, this passive ability says as long as Grist the Hunger Tide isn't on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature in addition to its other types. So if it's in the command zone, it's actually, if it could be in the command zone, if it's in any zone other than the battlefield, if it's in your hand, if it's in your graveyard, if it's in your library, if it's in exile, whatever, it's a planeswalker, but it's also a 1/1 insect creature token, which is very cool. And they actually they changed up the commander rules to allow Grist to be an eligible commander in your command zone. So this is actually a commander that you can choose to put in your command zone, and it's going to be a 1/1 insect creature planeswalker while it's in your command zone, which is really cool. Its abilities are kind of like insect related. The main power here is its +1. You create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, and then you mill a card. And if an insect card was milled this way, you put a loyalty counter on Grist, and you repeat the process. So if you have like 5 insect cards on top of your library, you can +1 of Grizz. You mill the top one, you make an insect token. Then, then you do it again 5 more times. So you get 5 loyalty counters on Grist. You mill 5 cards and you make 5 insects, and that's pretty good. The downside with Grist, though, is there aren't a lot of insect cards in Commander. So it's kind of difficult to build an insect tribal deck with a lot of like inherent synergies. Insect tribal isn't really a thing either, but it's definitely possible. So it's going to be a janky deck, but it has some cool tricks up its sleeves. It's very much like a self-mill deck, and it has some powerful things. It's like a self-mill token deck. Its -2 is some nice removal, and its -5 can actually win you the game. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Basically means that if you have 30 or so creatures in your graveyard, this -5, this ultimate is just a win the game. There's always Maskwood Nexus. Yes, that card would probably be very powerful in this deck. Again, this one is not going to be very budget friendly either. The cheapest price is currently $20. I think most of the insect cards are going to be very cheap because it's not a very popular tribe or anything. It's not like Squirrel Tribal. But it's going to be a little bit higher. I think we could do $100, maybe $200 pretty comfortably. Conspiracy 2. I don't know if I don't think the +1 works with Conspiracy. It depends on how it's called. Conspiracy. Is it any zone? Creature cards you own that aren't in play. Oh yeah, so it does work. So Conspiracy works and Maskwood Nexus works. We're not in blue, so we don't have arcane adaptation, but we have 2 options to work well. Grist Mortal Kombat to double down. That could be pretty sweet too. This could be another. Oh, I typed it as a referral. There we go. This could be another way to win the game with Grist. Essentially the same idea. CML, we haven't picked the deck yet. I'm just giving my spiel, my rundown, my pitch, my sales pitch for these ones. So we got Squirrel Tribal. We got Insect Tribal. Now, we have another tribe. This is Modular Tribal. This is Zabaz, the Glimmerwasp. Zabaz is the first and ever card, I believe, that the first legendary. It's one of the only cards that cares about modular, the mechanic, which is this weird little mechanic that says, basically, like, this creature enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it, equal to, like, whatever the modular is. So this is modular 1. So Zabaz is an artifact creature, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. And then when it dies, you can move its counters over to another artifact creature. So basically, like, you kill a modular creature. Let's say you have like 2 artifact creatures on the battlefield of modular. You kill one, and you don't lose all of the value out of it, because all those counters that were on that one artifact creature goes on to the other one. And if you kill that one, then you can move it to another artifact creature. So you keep those counters moving around. To keep getting some value out of those creatures, even if they die. So there's like 1 or 2 modular cards that are at all worthwhile. Most of them are very jank, but Zabaz kind of makes them kind of worth it by saying if a modular triggered ability would put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, you put that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. It's basically hardened scales. It's hardened scales for modular. And this is Boros because it has an activated ability that is red and an activated ability that is white, so its color identity is Boros. I've seen Zabaz played a single time so far. Somebody on stream, Wednesday's stream, brought a Zabaz deck, and it actually functioned pretty darn well. There was a lot of board wipes throughout that game. But the nice thing was that Zabaz is so cheap, it only costs 1 mana, so you can recast it over and over again. There aren't a lot of +1/+1 counter-themed cards in white and red. It's mostly a green mechanic that cares about counters. But there are a couple gems, like Together Forever, that says basically it supports when it enters the battlefield, but also you can pay 1 and choose target creature with a counter on it. When that creature dies this turn, you return that card to its owner's hand. So this gives it some resiliency as well. And the person who is running Zabaz put this enchantment to great use through all the board wipes. Basically, every single time somebody would wipe the board, he would pay the 1 to make sure those creatures are going back to his hand and you can redeploy. So there's not a lot of great +1/+1 counter support cards in Boros, but there are some really cool ones. And the thing that I really like about it is I envision Zabaz as actually a Voltron deck. Basically, like, run all the modular cards. They're garbage, but I mean, they fit the theme. And then when you run all the modular cards, you can sacrifice them to Zabaz, or you can run stuff like, what's that? There's a board wipe that's like everybody keeps 1 creature. Single Combat. There's cards like Single Combat. There's a few of these type of board wipes, Single Combat, and a couple other ones where you basically wipe the board of all but 1 creature. So imagine having like Zabaz on the battlefield and a bunch of modular creatures. You can cast these board wipes, repeatedly wiping the board of most creatures on the battlefield. All those modular counters on your modular creatures migrate over to Zabaz, and you start punching people for a ton of damage. So there's that angle of doing a Voltron. There's also Artifact Matters, because all modular creatures are artifacts, so you can go pretty deep on artifact themes. You can add an equipment package too. So there's a bunch of cool things you can do with Zabaz, and I think it's not an incredibly powerful or overpowered commander, but It's a very unique one, and I like the idea of going like Zabaz Voltron, just killing people with a 1/1 for 1. It seems hilarious to me. So I really like Zabaz. Also of note, I am going to be running Zabaz on next week's Commander Clash. We're recording it this week, but you'll see it next week. So Zabaz is the commander that I'm going to be playing next week on Commander Clash. So you're going to see whatever the result is going to be of my brew on soon on Commander Clash. All right. Finally, last but certainly not least, is Hamza, Guardian of Irration. Hamza is a budget brew that I've never actually gotten around to actually building. And I've put it on the polls many times in the past. It's never quite gotten there. It's usually shown up in second, sometimes lower than that, but usually comes in second. As the option that is picked. I really like it. I think it has a lot of potential, especially as a budget brew. I would aim for something like $40-$50 for a Hamza build, and I think you can build a very effective deck for a low budget, which is what appeals me to Hamza. This is an archetype that kind of combines go wide strategies with +1/+1 counter strategies with big fatty synergies. It's doing a lot. It's trying to do a lot and merge them all together into one unified whole. So it costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it. And creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature spell with each creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it. So the idea is to go wide, make a bunch of tokens or whatever, then efficiently put a +1/+1 counter on all of them, letting you cast Hamza for basically 2 mana all the time, and then eventually using Hamza to cheat out huge, big boy spells. It's kind of like Rakdos, Lord of Riots in that regard, where like you do a thing to get this massive discount and then cast giant creatures. But Hamza does it with +1/+1 counters and going wide, which is a little bit different. Yeah, I've done this pitch many times. Many times. I think this card is really cool. The unique draw to it, I think, is that it is so budget friendly. I think we can make like a really strong one for like $50, and you can definitely make like a very complete version of it for like $100. So that's my pitch for it. Some people like Hamza, some people don't. I'm in the former camp, as you could tell. But yeah, those are the options for today, chat. And now I'm going to set up a straw poll, and we're going to give it 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, we will find out who is the victor for this Backseat Brew, and we'll start building. So we got Shatterfang, we got Gris, we got Zabaz, and we finally got Hamza. All right. Choose your commander. Okay, let's share. We're gonna post it also on the chat. So I just posted the straw poll in chat as well. And there we go. There we go, chat. Hamza was the first Commander Legends when I built around, but I quickly took it apart again. I love the design flavor, but Selesnya decks always bore me to bits. Interesting. Well, not all commanders are going to appeal to people or color combinations. Zabaz, no budget. Zabaz wouldn't have a budget, I don't think. I don't think Zabaz would have a budget because, spoiler alert, I'd probably put Kaldra in Zabaz. Spoiler alert. Zabaz is going to have Kaldra in it. Just minor spoilers. I don't know if that's going to influence the polls at all. Maybe I should have mentioned that earlier. I don't know. Is that a pro or a con if I say I'm going to be putting Kaldra in a deck? Does that make you want to vote for it more or less? Do you have a link to your Kaldra paper deck? Sure, yeah. So we're gonna give this 9 more minutes, and then we're gonna look at the results. We can check out my Kaldra deck while we wait. Here's a list of it. I posted the list on in the chat log. I actually got a new box for it too. I got this picked up yesterday from my LGS. They usually don't have Ultra Pro products. They have Ultimate Card stuff. But my problem was that I initially had I really like boulders. I have a ton of boulders, and they're basically my deck box of choice for most of my decks. The problem is though, boulders don't really hold double sleeve cards that well, especially if you want some sideboard slots. Like a lot of my decks have, for example, MDFCs in them, and the way I handle MDFCs is I put a proxy card in my library, and then in the sideboard I have the actual MDFC in a clear sleeve that you can easily flip back and forth. So I have a couple MDFCs in my double sleeve Kaldra deck, and it did not fit well in my boulder deck box. It was just too much of a squeeze. So the Ultra Pro boxes, not only are they fabulous, which I really liked, but they're also a little bit bigger. So you can fit a double sleeve deck, and you can put like some tokens or whatever sideboard cards as well in it, no problem. So I got this one. Obviously, it's the coolest one they had. Absolutely, it's the high gloss tower rainbow or whatever. Not sponsored, but I will take sponsorships from anybody. Give me free things, please. I really like it. The only thing I don't like about it, and there goes my sponsorship, I guess, is that the lid is really hard to take off. Like compared to my boulder, I can just go like that, and boom, it slides right off. And it's not like it falls off very easily. It's just that the mechanism for opening it is very simple. You just push on these two pressure points, and they just slide right off. With Ultra Pro though, and I don't know if this is just me being dumb and not figuring it out, but like you have to, it's very hard to take off this lid. You have to kind of like jostle it one way to kind of prop it up like this, and then you have to kind of do it on the other side, and then pop it off. And it's not hard. I mean, it's not hard, but it's not as easy. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But for the rest, I mean, look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. I like it. It's very nice. When will we build a Kaldra Complete commander deck? I mean, my Kaldra deck is going to have Kaldra Complete added to it, so I guess that's the way to do it, right? We need to find a way to stop you from getting taken to town. Focus Richard. Richard is a master at politics, and despite him having like usually one of the strongest board states, he just manages to deflect really well. And it's a skill that I'm trying to get better at, but alas, it's very difficult when he's on the battlefield. When he's at the table, he usually manages to deflect it a lot easier. But yeah, this is the Kaldra deck. When I get Kaldra Complete, I will add this to my Kaldra deck. I think I'm probably going to be taking out, like, I don't even know what I'm going to be taking out. Taking out cards is really hard because I love all these cards. I even have this huge sideboard of cards I really want to add to the deck, but I just don't have room for. So Kaldra Complete is obviously going in there, but I'm probably going to take out maybe Swiftfoot Boots, even though I really like Swiftfoot Boots a lot, especially because it's like 2 mana. I'm probably going to take out Swiftfoot Boots for Kaldra Complete, and I'm going to be taking out Explorer Scope for Sword of Hearth and Home. Argentum armor get rid of? Absolutely not. I love Argentum armor. People think it's too clunky, but I have a lot of ways of cheating it out for 2 mana and then equipping it for free, which I don't know. I find it very appealing. Also, it has a very nice watermark. Do you really need and can abuse the mana? Yes. My deck is mostly a mono white deck. It's almost all plains. So doubling my mana for 6 is actually pretty good. I've never had an issue with extraplanar lens or Gauntlet of Power or sorry, Gauntlet of Might, Gauntlet Power or Cage Sun. They have all served me well. And also for Argentum armor, I just want to show you. I want to show you that sweet watermark. The Scars of Mirrodin block all had a watermark on it for like the Mirrodin resistance or New Phyrexia. I don't think it comes up. I don't think it really comes out in the webcam, but it's really cool in person. I like it a lot. Why do you have so few mountains? It's a mono white deck that only splashes red. So you can see I'm running basically every single fetch land in my colors that I can, because all I want to do is I want to get like my plateau or my sacred foundry, and then the rest of the time I just want to get plains, because the plains work really well in the deck, really well in the deck. They allow me to really abuse extraplanar lens and Gauntlet of Power and Cage Sun really well. So while it is a Boros deck, it's really a mono white deck that is splashing red, and it does so efficiently. You have a couple of double red cards though. I've never had an issue casting them though. Like, I played this deck a bunch, and it's worked really well for me. No magnetic theft analysis. There's a lot of cards. Look at my sideboard. Look how many cards I want to add. Anywho, 8 minutes. We got 2 more minutes. Would have expected Jessica's Will and Underworld Breach there. That's not what I really want to do. I find that Jessica's Will and Underworld Breach, especially when you put both in the same deck, they kind of just win the game by themselves. You could see that actually in the Wednesday stream. I ran Dockside Extortionist, I ran Jessica's Will, and I ran Underworld Breach. And game 1, I just won because I cast Underworld Breach and I had Jessica's Will in my graveyard. So I just looped Jessica's Will like 10 times or whatever. Drew 30 cards, made as much red mana as I could possibly want, and I just won the game. But it didn't feel like my deck was doing its thing. It just felt like Underworld Breach plus Jessica's Will just carried my game, and I don't know. I don't really want that for all my decks. For higher power decks, like, I'm totally down for it, but for this deck, I'm keeping it like semi-casual-ish, I guess. Are we doing budget decks or just make the deck? It depends on the deck. Tomer hates snow lands. Snow covered with extraplanar lens. Yeah, no, I agree. The reason why I am not running snow covered lands is not because like I have a vendetta against it. It's that I wanted to run these planes. I bought these planes off Bento Box Proxies. He is a really talented proxy artist, and you can see his name over there. And I bought a full set from his store, and these aren't snow covered; they're just regular planes. So that's why I'm not running snow covered, because I wanted to run these planes. It would be a little bit better if they were snow covered planes, but not to an extent that it really matters too much. I don't think. What's the artist? It's Bento Box Proxies. Link to the poll? Sure. How's the music, by the way? Because I'm loving it, but I don't want it to be too loud or obnoxious for y'all. Are those synthwave styles? Yes, they are. Take an editing and edit those plans. I don't want to write on them. I don't trust myself. Whoop. Also, Bento is really nice to send me a variety pack as well. Of all is he has every single type of basic land, including wastes. My favorite has to be his mountains. Very big fan. Music a little bit louder, please. Gonna make it a little bit louder. There. All right. It's been 12 minutes. It is time to figure out what we're going to be building together on stream. So let's check out the results. Whoa! I didn't expect Zabaz to take the top, but okay. All right, this works out pretty well for me because I was going to be building the deck for Commander Clash this week anyway. So we're going to be building my Commander Clash deck. How's that? How does that sound? We're going to be building the deck that I'm going to be featuring on Commander Clash in 2 weeks from now. Yeah. All right, this works out really well. Works out really well. We're not going to be building a budget deck, though. Definitely not going to be building a budget deck because Zabaz is going to need some help. Gris did pretty well, too. I mean, it's a 3-vote difference. So I'm definitely going to be bringing back Gris next week. Chatterfang will sadly be dropped off. And I might be bringing back Hamza as well. Who knows? Although I kind of already understand that it's a dead slot, so maybe not. But don't worry, if you're a Gris fan, I'm going to definitely be bringing back Gris next week. John, I really want to add Kaldra to the deck, so that's why I'm going to make it less budgety. Zabaz's design is so inelegant, but time for bees. It's inelegant, but it has some power. It has some power. All right. So, chat, first question I want you to answer for me. Do we want to run every single modular creature? Actually, legal. Do we want to run every single modular creature? I'm seeing 2 yeses. No, just the good ones. Yes, no. Which art for Kaldra? I'm not sure. This is a pretty even split. You know what? We're gonna make another straw poll. And we're just gonna start brewing. But after a while I'll check to see if there's some horror ones. The Wanderer should be left out. I'm just gonna start. We're gonna start brewing, but this is going to be. We're gonna start brewing, but I just want to see afterwards if you want to have all the modular creatures or not. I'm going to be building on the assumption that we are, so I'm just gonna throw in all these cards right now. But it will be up to you, chat. It will be up to you if you want it or not. Alright, so let's build a new deck. Oh man. I'm loving the music, by the way. This is kind of like my... It takes me back to like when pre-lockdown I would go late to coffee shop or something. I probably just have my laptop and I do a lot of my article writing and stuff there. Or when I was in university, I would also do studies that way. Chill lo-fi beats to study to, or to brew decks to. All right. There we go. If you play Boros, will you win like Seth? I don't think I can ever play a deck that will that won't get hated out. So who knows? Who knows? Remember who has the highest power level? Boros, Seth. I run a budget deck or Bird Tribal. I feel like Richard has to always have the highest power level because I feel like he wins every time. All right. So first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding every single one of these cards. I wish there was a way to just like copy paste all the names. Is there a way to copy paste all the names or no? Wow. You get out of here, Zabaz. We're done with you for now. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding every single modular card. And then after that, we're going to go to lands. And then after that, we're going to go to ramp. And so on and so forth to keep it nice and organized. Go to EDH Rec. You can on EDH Rec. EDH Rec. How do I do it? Modular? Change your view to text and copy it. Aha! Yes. Oh, it's still on a link though, so it's not great. But yeah, I can't copy it. If you hit plus on the cards, it adds them to a list. The Zabaz page. Will this have all the modular cards though? I don't know if all the Zabaz lists will have the modular cards. Whatever, I'm just gonna do it. I'm wasting time. I'm just gonna do it the way I know. Oh, checklist. There we go. Can I just copy all this? I can't copy the names though. Why is it so finicky? Copy paste into Excel. I'm just gonna use copy the name Arcbound, and we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Mouser. So the only good Ravager creature outside of Zabaz, I'm pretty sure is just a Ravager. The other ones are kind of okay. But there's clearly some ones that are better and some are worse. Any of them that are more than like 4 mana are not good. Just as a general rule. But they're fine. They kind of give us like a jank veneer. Like a jank mask. So people can be like, oh, don't kill Tomer. We're running, you know, Arcbound Wanderer. And maybe that'll get people off my back when I'm trying to set up and kill them with Zabaz. The only problem is they take up a lot of space in the deck. I also appreciate that they're all called Arcbound. Called it as Slither. Slisher. Alright. And then Scrapyard Recombiner. Scrapyard Recombiner might have some combos. I'm not sure right off the bat, though. It gets constructs, too. I don't know how many of these are constructs. Alright, so we should have 22 cards in our deck. Let's see if that is correct. Alright, we have 22 cards in our deck. So that's a big chunk of our deck is dedicated to mostly jank cards. Alright. So the next thing I want to be doing is I want to start adding lands. I want to add lands to the deck. So T lands produces. Actually, how many? 365? That's actually not that many to go through. So what lands do we want in the deck? Urza Saga is definitely a top one. Probably skip the one with Sunburst. Yeah. Well, it's either we cut the worst ones like the Lancer and whatnot, or we run all of them to send the message. Like a lot of the Commander Clash decks, you'll notice like Seth or Richard will be running every single janky card in their tribe, more to kind of like more to like lower the power level of their own decks a little bit, and you can kind of use it as an excuse. You could be like, well, my deck is really janky. Look, I'm running Arcbound Lancer and Arcbound Wanderer. So it's a nice way to get some heat off you in a way. Inventor's Fair is good. I'm gonna leave out Plateau because I think it's banned in Commander Clash. I think the original duels are banned. I think we're gonna want Ancient Den. And then we want Ancient Tomb. Don't know if we want Arch of Araska. Great Furnace. Spire of Industry. Inventor's Plateau. Oh, no. That's an oops. We'll get an Arid Mesa in here. I think it's going to be very important that we focus on lands that come into play untapped. Although I am kind of interested in Axgard Armory. That might be good enough. Hideaway lands or not? I like them as card advantage. But we'll get there. Yeah, Rogue's Passage is good too. Blinkmoth Nexus. Maybe we run Blinkmoth Nexus, I'm not sure. And Inkmoth Nexus. I don't want too much colorless because we do want to, you know, cast our spells consistently. But we'll see. Mana Confluence, City of Brass. Is that necessary for a 2-color deck? I feel like no. Definitely want Clifftop Retreat. Axgard. Command Tower. Cathedral of War? It's actually borderline because we mostly just want to attack with Zabaz, right? This is a Voltron deck. I'm gonna throw it in there, but it does come into play tapped is the problem for me. I also like the idea of Command Beacon. If it dies a lot, right? I'm only cast the Void. That doesn't matter to us. Don't really want Crystal Vein. Darksteel Citadel, maybe. Do we have a budget? Not really. Like, we're keeping it, like, nothing absurdly expensive, right? Let's say, like, no individual card is more than $100. Because I feel like that's a little bit... That's a little bit much. That's a little excessive. Dowsing Dagger is showing up because it is an MDFC, so I'm just going to throw it in there because we want it in the ramp part, but we're not quite there yet. I don't think a Ganju Castle is really what we need. Did he put the modular land? I did. City of Brass for punts. Maybe we just throw in a Fable Passage. Actually, that comes into play tapped if it's early. We need 4 more lands. Fury Calm Snarl. And Vengeance Fairies are in here. Glimmer Void. Glimmer Void's fine. If we get all their stuff Vandal Blasted, then I'll cry, but can't really help that, I guess. Got Great Furnace in there. Hall of the Oracle. Kinda decent. If we cast enough instant sorcerers, I kind of like Hall of Oracles. Flagstones, Lotus Field, Ramp Shenanigans. Did he get Swarmyard already? We didn't get there yet. Haven and Spirit Dragon, no. Homeward Path I'm kind of interested in. I think we already have too many non-basics though. Inspiring Vantage. All fetches. I like Idyllic Range. We have the Great Furnace in here. Yeah, we already have 23 lands. And they're all non-basics, so we're definitely going to be doing a culling on the non-basics. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff here that's not going to make the cut. I want a decent amount of basics in here. Because we need to cast our spells. Karn's Bastion? No, far too slow. Paying 5 mana to proliferate once is not good. Karn's Bastion, I disagree. I don't think it's good here. I think it's far too slow. There's a Sagas in the deck. Misfill Plains, maybe. Needle, Verge, Pathway. Mistvale, Plains. Myriad, Landscape. Opal Palace is actually good here. It's an efficient way of getting counters on Zabaz. First strike, double strike, or haste. If you attack, at least transform these. Creature at random attack this turn. I kind of like Path of Metal here, not gonna lie. For X's Core, I don't want. I don't think we need we need an additional sack outlet if we have Zabaz on the battlefield. Power Depot we already have. I guess we could add Prismatic Vista. I don't think this is going to be a Reliquary Tower deck. Rogue's Passage we need. Rugged Prairies, these. I don't know if we need it though. Rustvale Bridge is probably the only one that... only tap land that I care about. Sacred Foundry. Do we have Sacred Foundry already? No. Maze of It's not what we want. War Room is definitely in here, yeah. Scavenger Grounds. I actually don't even want scavenger grounds here. I'm going to be running Soul Guide Lantern. And Urza Saga is going to tutor for it. I don't really want to blow up my own basics. Spectator seating, that's good. Study hall, perhaps. Well, somebody say Forge of Heroes. What's Forge of Heroes? Choose a commander that enters the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and a loyalty counter on it. It's like a really bad Opal Palace, though, is it not? The Opal Palace is a lot more. I'll throw it in, but I might just... I'll probably just cut it very quickly. Like, we already have too many... We already have too many lands in our deck, and we haven't even gone... We haven't even added basics yet. Spire of Industry. Spire of Industry is good. Oh, we already have it. Onto Inversion? Perhaps. Sunbaked Canyon? I like that one. Sunhome. Where is Slayer Sunday? Element OP. Slayer Stronghold. Study Hall. Add 1 mana of any color. When you cast this mana, you cast your commander's cry X for X is the number of times it's been cast from the commands on this game. Conditional Scry. I don't think it's good enough. Swarmyard we want. It's an insect, right? Yeah, Swarmyard we definitely want. What's your favorite guild? Is it? Temple of False God, Tectonic Edge, Terramorphic Expanse, Biblioplex, Thaumatic, Thriving Lands, Throne of the High City. Oh yeah, we definitely want we definitely want some MDFCs. I'm just not gonna throw it in there yet. War Room we definitely want. Is Strip Mine not in there yet? Strip Mine. Commander, target commander gets lifelink until on the turn is actually pretty sweet. I mean, we can throw in Study Hall and Witch's Clinic. But here's the problem, chat. Look how many lands we have. We have 41 lands and not a single basic yet. And we want like a decent amount of basics. Like at the very least, we want 10 basics. Why no Oran Reef? I don't think we're going wide. Oran Reef is a good card if we go... Where are you, Oran Reef? Path of Ancestry. It enters the battlefield tapped, and you can put a counter on each one that enters the battlefield, but enters tapped. I don't want it. Alright, we're going to do some culling. Ancient Den is good. Ancient Tomb is good. Arid Mace is good. Axgard Armory is sus. It depends on how many artifacts or enchantments we have. Blinkbond Nexus I don't think is good enough. I like Ink Mob because it is Infect, so we could just load it up with counters and win that way. Buried Ruin is fine. Cathedral's probably a little bit too sus. Enters tapped. Exalted is nice, but yeah. We're going to cut the Cathedral. Clifford Retreat is good. Command Beacon I think is good. Command Tower is good. Darksteel Citadel is fine. This one is... I don't really like it that much, to be honest. Coming into play with just one additional +1/+1 counter is kind of not great. I think I'm going to cut the Forge of Heroes. Snarl is okay. Limmervoid's okay. Great Furnace is okay. Activate only as a sorcery. I like this one. I do like this one. Homeward Path. I guess Homeward Path's not really a concern for us because we can just destroy creatures if they get stolen. But getting stolen really sucks. Idyllic Grange. If we had more planes, this would be really good. It just straight up gives us a +1/+1 counter. It's like a Forge of Heroes that taps for white. Remodern Nexus I like. Inspiring Vantage I like. Misspell Plains I like. Mirror Landscape I like. Pathway I like. Opal I like. Power Depot's fine. This is good. Rogue's Passage. Yeah, I don't like Study Hall either. Like, yeah, sure, you can scry a bunch, but I mean, it's only whenever you cast a commander, which is Clinic we don't need. We still have 46 lands. This is way too much. I'm gonna take out the X card. Armory. I guess we don't need the Snarl either. This was 35, yeah. It's going to go down a little bit because it was reprinted in Modern Horizons 2. Guess we don't really need the planes. We might want the planes later because I'm probably going to add Sunforger. I do want to add Sunforger actually, though. Yeah, Idyllic Range is a bit sus now. Take out the Prismatic Vista. But it's mana fixing. I'm gonna come back to it. Glimmer Void. Control no artifact, sacrifice Glimmer Void. I feel like it's gonna be fine. The lane with Reinforce is better? No, it's not. Alright. We're gonna stick to, we're gonna have to cut the lands later, but I just want to move because I want to have some time to think about it. So now we're going to be adding cards that are going to be ramping us, and I want at least 10. So why Hall of Oracles? Because I want to be Voltroning up Zabaz with +1/+1 counters, and this is an efficient way to add counters to Zabaz. It depends on how many instances of sorcerers we're going to have, but we'll get to that. I also don't know if Archaeomancer's map is available online. What's it called? Let me check out card order. Archaeomancer. No, Archaeomancer's map is not available online. Golden Guardian's not good. Keeper of the Core is not great. So here's a couple ones that I really like. So I'm gonna add Sol Ring, obviously. I'm gonna add Arcane Signet, obviously. Five Vessel's fine too, but there's some ones that I like even more. So the first one I really like is Semblance Anvil. Really like Semblance Anvil in a deck that's mostly artifacts. So when it enters the battlefield, you may exile a non-land card from your hand. Spells that share card type. We're going to be mostly an artifact deck. So I think Semblance Anvil is going to be real good here. I really like Ugin the Ineffable for the same reason. Ineffable. There we go. This one also is like color spells cost 2 less to cast. And not all of our artifacts are colorless. Like some of them have colors, but Despite that, it's going to be pretty darn sweet. We're also going to be adding some equipment too, because this is going to be an equipment deck. Sword of the Animist. We're not going to be putting in Plague Mirror. That's too cute. Actually, maybe Plague Mirror. Maybe it's not too cute. Plague Mirror is fine. This is Sword of the Animist, Sword of Hearth and Home. We got Dowsing Dagger already. Helm of the Host is not a ramp card. Isn't Ugin too slow to ramp at 6? Maybe. But it's not going to be a super fast aggro deck, I don't think. I feel like we're gonna go for more grindy. Do we want Cloud Key? It's the same thing as the Anvil buff for only 1. I guess it's good enough. We'll throw in Cloud Key. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're pretty good on the ramp already. We're not going to run Mana Vault, it's banned. Foundry Inspector I think is going to be good. I'm going to leave out the Courser because it's not an artifact itself. Wayfarer's Bauble is good too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Kyle, we're not at Baalazalith yet. I'm doing ramp. I'm doing it by section. So right now I'm adding the ramp cards, and then afterwards I'm gonna move on to like counter synergies and whatnot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Too much ramp, actually. Too much ramp. Probably going to take out the Cloud Vessel. Doesn't tap for mana, or colored mana. And while I like it, I think we already do better than it. Ugin, we can count it as not ramp, because there's also card advantage and removal. So maybe I'll just take that out, and I won't consider it ramp for our needs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is actually pretty good. I'm happy with the ramp here. All right. KCI has more of a combo card, but it is good in here. I'm going to be throwing it in. Everflowing Chalice. Everflowing Chalice is good too. Sunforger will go in. Hey, Buzzcat. Well, we're doing it one thing at a time. So first we did the mana, lands and ramp. We have too much mana. We're gonna have to cut this down significantly. But I'm gonna get that. I'm going to go back to it at the end. Now we're gonna have card draw. So let's do card draw. I think the number one thing I really want is Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge is going to be a powerhouse in our deck. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. You can cast artifact spells and color spells from the top of your library. That's going to be absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. So Mystic Forge is going to be one of the best cards. Esper Sentinel is going to be really good too. Acre Wellspring. Is that the one that draws a card? Yeah, that one's fine. It's essentially a divination. Skull Clamp's really good. Is Zabaz colorless? It's colorless, but it gives you access to Boros because it has a red ability and a white ability. We're going to do Mask of Memory. We're going to do Sword of fire, and ice. I'm gonna see if the shield is available online. Because I'll add it if it is. It is. Nice. Hey, it actually showed up online? Wow, cool. Those GoatBots have it. It's not available in card order. Loshiel. What? Losh. Oh, Loshiel's not available online. That's annoying. A Skull Clamp is bad because your modular creatures will grow. Well, the modular creatures will grow, but Zabaz then lets us destroy the artifact, destroy the modular creature it's equipped to, and then move the counters over to Zabaz. It's actually good. Is Esh Oracle Sunburst? Or no? It is Sunburst. So it actually doesn't even... you can't even draw cards with it until we put counters on it. So I think it's actually bad here. Because we can Sunburst it for 2, then we still need to get counters onto it. And we don't really want to get counters onto it. We want to get counters onto Zabaz. Mindless Automaton. Mindless Automaton enters the battlefield with 2 counters on it. Discard a card, you put a counter on it. Remove 2 counters on it, draw a card. If I were you, I'd cut like 6 to 8 lands. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go to like 36 lands, as I think that's the good thing. Showdown on the Skulls is good, yeah. We'll throw in Showdown on the Skulls. I think we can do better than Culling Dice for card draw. What's the commander today? It's Zabaz. Make it a little bit bigger. So far we got Esper Sentinel, we got Mystic Forge, Eco Wellspring is okay. Skull Clamp, Mask of Memory, Sword of Fire and Ice, Showdown of Skulls. These are all really good so far. The tokens leaving the battlefield will trigger the thing. Maybe. Sensei stop. If Scrappy Trawler is card draw, I consider Scrappy Trawler recursion. The Ready's not card draw, it's cycling, but it is a good card. I would also count that as recursion. Unfortunately, Loshiel I would put Loshiel in the deck, but it's not available online. So I can't run it for Commander, which really sucks for Commander class, so I can't add it here. Tome of Legends is a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. If you're running cost reduction in Mystic Forge, may as well run Sensitive Divining Top. I'm gonna add it, but I wouldn't consider it card draw. Wow, it's $68. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wheel of Fortune's, I think it's over $100, so I wouldn't be adding it. I guess Jessica's Will is good, yeah. That's a good one too. Wait, did I not add the Tome of Legends? Oh, there it is. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there any other sword that draws cards? Maybe not. What category is Ugin? Ugin's in banana category. He does a little bit of everything. He's like a banana. Do we want a Kiri? Maybe we want a Kiri. Maybe we put in a Kiri. Kiri, Fearless Voyager. We'll call it a day for there. That's a pretty decent start. Wheel of Misfortune too. Actually, I think I prefer Reforge the Soul, honestly. I don't like having people opt out when they have a good hand. I'm not sold on Mindless Automaton, to be honest. Have we gotten into counter synergies yet? No. Alright, next one. Target removal. 8 target removal. Maybe 8 is probably a little bit much. Would you count Bomat Courier as card draw? No. This is a pseudo wheel, right? And you attack, exile the top card of your library face down, discard your hand, sacrifice it. Problem is, we need a 1/1 to attack. We have some evasion with swords and whatnot, but I don't really want to go that deep. Solitude, lightning bolts. I think dispatch is a good one. Swords to plowshares is a good one. Path to exile is a good one. Too many 1 CMCs. Generous gift is a good one. I don't want Chaos Warp. Wear and Tear is a good one. Gilead's Intervention is a good one. Vandal Blast is good. So we're going with target removal first. Honestly, I feel for this deck, we're going to be so tight on actual cards that I think I'm going to go lower on the removal package, to be honest. 5, 6, 7. I think that's fine for the removal. Or just like 1 short. Then board wipes. Board wipes, I like stuff that's going to be basically making... Ooh, All Is Dust is very good, yes. So for board wipes, All Is Dust is very good. I also really like single combat. I don't really want chain reaction. I want to keep Zabaz alive. So I really like single combat effects. Single combat. Tragic Arrogance. That's gonna blow up all of our artifacts though, right? Choose a artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker. Yeah, that's gonna hurt us a bit too much. I like Dust to Dawn. That kills Zabaz though, but Winds of Abandon we're not running. Cataclysmic Gurhawk we're also not running. I don't want to blow up all my artifacts. I want to blow up my creatures that aren't Zabaz. Divine Reckoning? Maybe. How expensive is it? If I choose a creature. Flashing back for 7, it seems like really bad. Flash the ranks. Oh, let's see how the results here are for this. No, just the best ones. Okay. So all creatures and planeswalkers except for commanders. I like that. I like that. It's essentially Divine Reckoning. It costs 1 more mana, but it hits planeswalkers. There was a pull, yes. It's how many of the modular creatures do you want, essentially? Or you can vote here. I think I like Slasher ranks more. I think 3 board wipes is enough for this deck. We're also going to be really tight on room. All right, Graveyard Recursion, Goblin Welder, Goblin Engineer, the Ready, Scrap Savant. Why no Nahiri? I don't think Nahiri is good enough. Scrap Mastery. Is Reconstruct History available online? Wait, that's not the one I want. Choose an artifact, an enchantment, an instant, a sorcery. We don't have a lot of enchantments. We don't have a lot of planeswalkers. It's good. What's the one that's like mass creature recursion? Wake the Past. Yeah, I want to see if Wake the Past is available online. Was it from C21? It's from C21. Wake the Past is not available online. Dang it. I really wanted to Wake the Past. I think Trading Post is bad. It's just too slow. I felt like Trading Post was too slow even in like 2010. And definitely in 2021 it's far too slow. Alright, Osgood's not available online either. Womp womp. Scrap Mastery is pretty expensive, yes. I don't like Scrap Mastery for killing Zabaz, but like it's gonna blow up a lot of our artifacts on the battlefield. I feel. I think Open the Vaults is just better than Scrap Mastery. Scrap Trawler. Yeah, there's a lot of recursion options for us. I think that's a pretty solid start. I mean, the plan is to sack everything before Scrap Mastery, right? So Zabaz still costs mana to sacrifice, and we don't want to sacrifice Zabaz because we want to keep all the counters on it. I don't like the idea. Like okay, so let's imagine we have like a board state of Zabaz, a couple artifacts on the battlefield like swords and whatnot, and we have a bunch of artifacts in the graveyard, and we want to get back the stuff in our graveyard. So in this hypothetical situation, we need to basically sacrifice Zabaz and all our artifacts preemptively and then Scrap Mastery. I think that's not good. Because Zabaz will... If we sacrifice Zabaz, then Zabaz will return to the battlefield with no more counters on it. And then, imagine if we sacrifice our entire board and we Scrap Mastery and it gets countered or something. Seems real bad to me. Trash for Treasure? Trash for Treasure is just like a worse version of like Goblin Welder and whatnot. Like Goblin Welder is better. I think we're pretty good on recursion. Like we can toss in scrap mastery as a thing, but like, do I really care about scrap mastery if I have open vaults? Like, scrap mastery gets all the artifacts from our graveyard onto the battlefield, but we have to sacrifice all artifacts on the battlefield first. Open vaults cost 1 more mana, and he gets back all the artifacts without having to sacrifice anything. Sure, our opponents get stuff back too, but we're gonna get rid of that. Oh, and the way we're gonna get rid of that, by the way, is Soul Guide Lantern, which we're gonna be adding. Flexible tutors. I think it's flexible tutor time. Ooh, Indomitable Creativity is good, yes. So we're gonna add Sunforger. Ooh. We're gonna add Sunforger. We're gonna add Indomitable Creativity. So Wake the Pass is too slow. Wake the Pass is not available online, or else I would add it. Wake the Pass is good for this deck. We don't need to sacrifice our board state to do it. If Wake the Pass was available online, I would definitely go for it. Enlightened Tutor is good. We also added Goblin Engineer, which is a good one. If you're using Soul Guide Lantern, why not play Second Sunrise? What? Second Sunrise. Why would I add Second Sunrise? Is it like... Second Sunrise is good, but like, again, I still have to spend a lot of mana to destroy my own stuff. Unless I'm going like KCI combo, which I'm not. If I was going KCI combo, I would go Second Sunrise, but that's a bit too strong for a Commander Clash deck. Stoneforge Mystic, that's a good one, yes. I think Ranger of Vios is good too. Lot of cards. What's that? What's a one drop? The one drop tutor for equipments? Forgot its name. Do we want like Imperial recruiters and whatnot? Probably not. I think we also want Pure Steel Paladin. Like, we can add like Imperial Recruiter and Recruiter of the Guard, but I feel like that might be a little bit too deep. Steel Shaper's Gift. Open the Armory. And I think Search for Glory is good too. I think that's a decent amount of tutors. Quest for the Holy Relic? I feel like it's too slow. Relic Seeker is a renowned creature, but I don't think we're going to have enough room for it. Stone Hero Giant's good too. It's a bit expensive though. That's a lot. That's a good amount of tutorings. We're already at 118 cards. We're going to cut down 6 of those cards from the lands. So we're going to go to 36 lands. But that's something to keep in mind is we're pretty much sold on the amount of cards we already have. One graveyard hit, I already put in Soul Guy Lantern. And a finisher, I think Zabaz is going to be the finisher. Alright. Now we have to do some pruning. Some significant pruning. Because we got a lot of cards. Might want the Steel Overseer in there? Probably not. That doesn't really add extra counters onto Zabaz. You only get 1 extra from each modular thing getting on. Brea's Apprentice? Is Brea's Apprentice online? That might be decent. It's kind of like a one-shot. Let's go one-shot Mystic Forge. Alright, yeah, we're going to be starting to add the cards that we're missing. So, the Ozolith. We already taken out Axe God Armory. We're going to be adding Together Forever. Actually, here's a way to find it. So, O counter. How many results are we going to get here? 732? Alright. So I think the Battle Priest is too cute. The Falconer we don't need. Zabaz gives itself flying. What here is decent? Yeah. Together Forever is in recursion because it doesn't get out of the graveyard. It's more just protection, I would say. Put a +1/+1 counter. Target creature. Add some proliferate cards? Yes. I'm going to be adding the Throne of Geth at the very least. I'm just looking at like cards to stay counters on them now. But this might take a little bit. Maybe a little bit too long, actually. Because there's a lot of jank to get through. A lot of jank to get through. Yeah, going through 732 cards this way would probably be too long. Gleam of Authority. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Enchanted creature has plus vigilance and bolster 1. It's pretty good. But we're going to eat most of our other creatures, so I don't think it's actually that good. I think Throne of Geth. We're going to be adding Karkline Ironworks, yeah. But I don't want that to be the focus of the deck. So I'm not going like Second Sunrise Karkline Ironworks. That's not. We're not going like Bomberman combo or something, right? No eggs here. Nettlecyst would be good, yes. This is definitely an artifact that. I'm not going to also add all that glitters, though. For each +1/+1 counter on other creatures you control. That's the problem that I don't. That's the part I don't like. Because our other creatures are not going to have that many counters on them because they're mostly going to be dead. Oh yeah, we're adding Kaldra. Kaldra complete. Scorpion. What does Draw Scorpion do for it? It just untaps something, right? Untap target artifact. That could be pretty decent. We're not really comboing with it, though. Sort of Hearth and Home is in here. Quarkline Ironworks is in here. Alright, we're gonna need to make some cuts. We have 131 cards. So at this point, I'm not adding anything else. I'm not adding any more cards. That's it. We're cut off on new cards. Cutting off the new cards. Alright, we're gonna start making cuts. We're gonna wrap it up. Command beacon here. We're gonna add more basics actually. The bridge comes to play tapped. Bridge. Somebody suggested the Sensei Divining Top because you can actually go infinite with Mystic Sanctuary or Mystic Forge. Sensei's Top, Mystic Forge, and any way to make the Sensei's Top cost one less. Like the Foundry Inspector. Then you can start drawing your entire deck with that combination. But that might actually be too strong. I think that's too strong for Commander Clash. I'm gonna take out the combo. I don't think the Commander Clash crew or the viewers would appreciate that. Let's take that out. We're gonna take out Homeward Path too. I don't like my stuff getting stolen constantly, but maybe it's a little bit too much. I like these cards a lot. I'm gonna take out Strip Mine. It's a very good card, and I really should keep it in there, but I'm not going to. Because I need to make cuts. I need to make cuts. Cut. Cut. Pull Kiki Constrictor instead? No. Cosmetic Vista, no need of fetches? Eh. I'm gonna take out the pathway too. I like the Mistveil Plains only because I'm running Sunforger. Otherwise, I would go snip on that one. The Grange I like, but maybe it's just not enough planes for it to work. Scavenger Grounds also hits our own graveyard, which I think we have such powerful recursion options, I don't really want to do it. Still want to cut 3 more from here. Rough, man. Very rough. Everyone's still very good. I guess, yeah, we'll take out the Homer path. What's our recursion? We have open the vaults, which returns all artifacts. We got Scrap Mastery, but I'm probably going to cut that one. Those are our two big ones. I really wanted to Weak the Path, but it's not available. Then we have, for targeted recursion, we have the Ready, Goblin Welder, and Goblin Engineer. How often are you triggering Hall of the Oracles? I think enough times that it's going to work fine. I don't think you need to trigger too much. Cut Sunhome, are we ever activating it? I don't know. Do you have enough white permanents to make Mistveil work? Actually, that's a good point. You do need 2 more white permanents, and we don't have a lot of white permanents. Alright, Mistveil Plains is out. Whoa, what happened? What did I do? What did I do? Save? What happened? I did a bad. I did a bad, and now the deck list looks weird. Oh no, no, no. What happened? I'll just for Tomer like lands, you can just take them out. Oh, poof. I do have a lot of swords in this deck, but I think a lot of them are good. Maybe Feast of Famine's like not that great, but whatever. Why no Ravager? Ravager's in the deck. Is it not? Yeah, there it is. Looks like you put half your deck in the sideboard, but it's not even in the sideboard. I don't know what happened. I just ran into an error. I took out the Mistveil Plains, and now suddenly it's all weird. Maybe if I re-add the Mistveil Plains, maybe he'll be fine. Mistveil Plains. Now this happens when like you mess up one of the card names. Usually if you like add 2 names in the same line, then it messes it up. Because it's being optimized. Do. Maybe Power Depot is not that great. It's an artifact land. I respect that. Opal Palace I really like. Vantage I really like. Doesn't it need to be sacked to trigger modular though? It does, yes. But you can just cash it in for 2 counters on Zabaz, essentially. And we are running every single modular card right now, which will be difficult to hold on to going forward, but we'll find out. Get rid of Darksteel Citadel. It is an artifact, so it fuels our artifact shenanigans, but I see a reason to cut it. Actually, Spire of Industry is not that great, right? Like, it's just a city of brass for us. But why are we losing 1 life for each one? Let's take out Spire of Industry. I think this is pretty good. Hey, it fixed itself. There, I just had to get rid of Spire of Industry and all is right with the world again. Alright, so Path of Metal. I put Path of Metal here because memes. But it's probably not good. It probably doesn't work here, I guess. I guess most of her stuff doesn't have any such modifiers. We got some Menace stuff here. Trample, Haste, Flying. We need First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, and Haste. That's the only ones it cares about. How many of our stuff give First Strike, or Double Strike, or Vigilance, or Haste? Like nothing. Alright, let's take out Path of Metal, I guess. I like this card, but it just doesn't fit usually. Alright, so we got 36 lands. I like that. We might want to put some MDFCs in here. Showdown of Skulls I like. It sometimes can exile Kaldra pieces, which I don't like, but c'est la vie. Kaldra Complete we're keeping in, Sword of Kaldra we're keeping in, Shield of Kaldra we're keeping in, Mystic Forge we're keeping in, Ironworks we're keeping in, Sword of Truth and Vessels we're keeping in, Sinew and Steel we're keeping in, Light and Shadow we're keeping in, Hearth and Home we're keeping in, Fire and Ice we're keeping in, Feast and Famine we're keeping in, Sunforger, Semblance Anvil, Nettle Cyst, Helm of Kaldra, Cloud Key, Tomb of Legends, Throne of Geth, yes. Talisman of Conviction is good. Sort of the Animus is good. Mask of Memory is good. Ichor Wellspring, I think we could just do better. I mean, we have a lot of ways of sacrificing it, so it's not bad. I guess it's on theme as well. Dowsing Dagger's good. Bow Signet's good. Arcane Signet's good. We do have a lot of ramp, though. A ton of ramp. Ozlith's good. Soul Ring. Skull Clamp. All's Dice is good. Open the Vaults is good. Slasher Ranks is good. Why are you keeping Sinew and Steel? It's not great in my experience. I mean, it's a sword. It buffs. It gives protection. And it destroys artifacts. And if we're doing that, then we can get rid of Vandal Blast. Goodbye, Vandal Blast. Bye. Have a good day. Slasher Ranks I like. All of this I like. I like these cards. Single Combat I like. Scrap Master I'm still on the fence with. Reforge the Sword is nice. Probably don't need this much ramp or that many swords. Why do you say things that hurt me? Generous Gift. Open the Armory. Heliod's Intervention. We got rid of Vandal Blast. Cut those. That was the white ability means no mana burn? Why would that be mana burn? Did you add the modular cards in the end? Yeah, we added them. Or you can take some of them out. What are the results? No, just the best ones. Okay, we can cut some of the worst worst modular ones. I think we'll keep this. This is fine. This is fine. Also fine. Battlefield, you control him and draw a card. We can take out Akiri. I like Indestructible though. Doing stuff Indestructible is nice. Are you gonna play the next Commander Clash? Yes. Let's take out Akiri. Shikari is very nice. Tracker is nice. Thunder Specs is nice. Scratchwell is nice. Gravity Miner is good. Whenever another artifact was, that's actually pretty decent. The hybrid's pretty bad. It's the first one I would cut. Not bad recursion, I guess. Flying Beer is fine, I guess. The Bruiser is way too expensive. Slasher's fine. Fiend, you may move a counter from target creature onto the Fiend. So we'll take the Fiend out, we'll take the Wanderer out, we'll take out the Lancer. Yeah, we'll take out these. Fiend, Wanderer, and Lancer. I think we'll keep the rest. Tragic Arrogance over single combat. I don't want to sacrifice all my other artifacts. Like, I don't want to sacrifice all my swords and stuff. How many modular cards were you left with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have 17 modular cards in the deck. Which is pretty good. Pretty decent. Hammer Nazan? Hammer Nazan's good. How many more cuts? A lot. A lot. Heliod out, return to dust in. I mean, I have wear and tear. Are there more ways to equip for free? Hammer Nazan is going to do it. What does Switch for Glory get here? We have some legendary... we have some legendary equipment that we really want to find. Does it need KCI? KCI is a free sack outlet for our artifact, which I like. Is it necessary? Who knows? I think maybe we just take out like Reforge a Soul. Take out Reforge a Soul. We'll take out I don't think we need like 3 waves of target removal. And we're gonna take out Heliod's intervention as well. So you can't Sunforger that. Cut Sword of the Animus? No way. No way! We'll take out the Bauble. Is it enough for Sunforger? I mean, the last thing I want to add is for sure Boros Charm. We could even add Teferi's Protection, but I think it's fine. You don't need a lot of Sunforger targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then soon to be 7 with the Boros Charm. Kaldra? Absolutely not. I've only playing 7 modular cards, but I mean we're a modular deck. That's the whole gimmick here. I don't wanna cut too much of the gimmick, because then what's the point? You know. Still too many cards though. This is a little bit awkward. What is Skull Clamp equipping to? Any of our creatures. Then we can sacrifice them to Zabaz. Or like whatever else we want to sacrifice to. This is rough. Cuts are hard. Ichor Wellspring is basically draw 2 for either 2 mana or 3 mana, depending on whether or not we sacrifice it to Zabaz. Cut the ready. I'm actually thinking about cutting the ready, yeah. Discard cards though. Not bad. Cut Overseer. Overseer not in the... Oh. The beginning of your upkeep. It is 8 mana. It's a lot of mana. Cut Overseer. Let's cut the Wellspring. Which creature are you gonna equip Skull Clamp to? We equip all of these. All of these. All these cards that aren't Zabaz, we can equip. Maybe cut Ranger Vios. We have 1, 2, 3. Well, the best one is Esper Sentinel, but these two, getting these two is really good. These two are really good to get. Maybe it's not entirely needed, though. Yeah, Plague Mirror is probably going to be just too much of a target, I think. Plague Mirror is going to go. Got the Plague Mirror. Maybe the Ranger of Eos has too few targets. It's 5 targets, but we don't really want to find 3 of them. We'll take out the Ranger of Eos. Is Safari's Protection banned? I might have forgotten. I was seriously considering adding it. I need to check my ban list. Alright, what cards are banned? Did I screw anything up? Okay. So yeah, Teferi's Protection is banned, Dockside Extortionist is banned, Smothering Tithe is banned. Oh, Strip Mine's banned. I didn't even realize Strip Mine's banned. Huh. Sneak attack would automatically pump commander. Meh. So many 1 mana. If I had Trinket Mage in here, this would be sick. Maybe we cut some of the ramp. Maybe we cut like the talisman and stuff. Like I really want Dowsing Dagger and whatnot here. I also want Hammer and Nazan in here. I'm actually gonna sneak in Hammer and Nazan. Cut Indomitable Creativity. I don't know. I feel like this is pretty good. Maybe having Kaldra equipment and Kaldra complete is too much for this deck? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Cut KCI. Maybe we cut KCI. I feel like we can't really put KCI on the battlefield and then not get a hit. Alright, we're gonna cut the Ironworks. We're not comboing with it. And I'm a little bit afraid if we drop it on the battlefield that our opponents are gonna arm murder us. How many Sunforger targets? We have enough. We have like 8. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine enough. Or amount, rather. Throne of Gethko? I mean, we need some sack outlets. At least this one doesn't make us mana, but it proliferates. I'm gonna keep that one. I don't think Skull Clamp is enough. No, that's incorrect. We have like 22 targets for Skull Clamp. It's fine. Hmm. 8 more cards. Yikes. Pure Steel Paladin. Gonna underperform. Nettlesis is gonna underperform. Can't imagine that's true. I do want Double Strike though. Did you not? Teferi's Protection is banned this season. Teferi's Protection is banned this season. Stone Hero is probably too slow. 5 mana and then start searching. But you do get to attach it for free, which is real nice. Maybe we take out Together Forever. It was very impressive, but no, it's still good. Tomb of Legends, Stone Hero, and Showdown. I'm not taking out all my cards, bro. That doesn't seem correct. I'm very close to like cutting all my interaction. But that's wrong. But I'm thinking about it. 4 or 5 minute modular cards. I mean, I still want to be a modular deck though. It's tough trying to tough trying to get everything. I don't see Bloodforge Battle Axe. Cut Dispatch? No. I like Dispatch. I like it more than Path. Probably not as much as Swords, but I like it more than Path. I guess we can cut Search for Glory. It only finds legendary cards. There's not a lot of legendary cards. It's mostly just to get Kaldra, in fact. Lily is there to get Kaldra. It's probably a... Yeah, I guess I'll take out Stone Hero. Take out Stone Hero Giant. Got a lot of color creatures still. That's fine. Most of our permanents are colorless. Losing a little bit is fine. You know what? I'm gonna take out Nettlecyst. I'm gonna take out Nettlecyst. If we want to get a big pump, we'll use like Kaldra or whatever. Cut some sorcerers in Kaldra. Wow, rude. Brewing Zabaz. Is Alzelth really not on the deck? It is. I think I'm going to be cutting Scrap Mastery and maybe like... I'm going to be taking out Scrap Mastery. Soul Guy Lantern really should stay in the deck. And it also works well if open the vaults. I really want to cut it though. I want to cut it though because I'm bad. I'm bad and I run out of stuff. Maybe cut Zabaz? No way. No way. Do you have Nahiri? I don't think Nahiri is good enough. I also want to fit in an Embercleave, and that's the main issue. Throne? I think Throne's good. Why is Throne not good? It's good with Zabaz and stuff, and all these modular creatures. Cut the interaction. Is Mox Opal allowed? Am I allowed to run Mox Opal? Should probably add in Mox Opal. How much is Mox Opal? It's not over $100, is it? It's 48. Let me take out like the Boros Signet and the Talisman. I'm gonna throw in maybe even a Cloud Key. No, I'll keep it in the Cloud Key. Boros Signet. Talisman. I'm gonna throw in a Mox Opal, so that's one cut net. We're gonna make the plains and the mountains into snow-covered ones. Works a little bit better. 36 land seems quite high. We can actually cut down a little bit on them, but I want to replace them with MDFCs if I do. I want to just straight up cut them. So I can't cut too many of them because I am going to be searching them over Sword of the Animist and Sword of Hearth and Home. So I can't go too low on the basics. But I can like cut like a Sunbaked Canyon for like a Valakut Awakening. Or something like that. I think I just want to put in Embercleave. It's like Fire Shrieker or Embercleave. I'm not even sure which one's better. I think Trample's better. Even if it's more expensive. I'm gonna take out like a... Taking out Mana Fixing feels rough, but... Sunbaked Canyon. I'm gonna put in Valakut Awakening instead. Sun right in your face looks brutal. Yeah. There it is. Gotta hide. Gotta hide from the sunlight. Alright, if people don't like the Throne of Geth, I'll take it out. I think it's pretty decent, but if people don't want it, then I need to make cuts, then it's gone. Did he consider high market? Yeah, I mean, we already have... Our commander is a sack outlet. 4 more cards. I'm very close to taking out Soul Guy Lantern. Just so I can cut down. Cut the Swords are boring. Cut all the bad modular cards. There's enough instance for a Sunforger. You say you cut Search for Glory? I'm very tempted to, but I also don't want to. The fact that it can't find Skull Clamp kind of sucks. But the fact that it can get... Search for Glory can get Urza's Saga, which will get me Skull Clamp, is a very nice line that I like. What can tutor Search for Glory? Urza's Saga, right? Search for Glory... Yeah, Saga card. Can get Urza's Saga. It can get Inventor's Fair. It can get all the Kaldra pieces, obviously. It can get Hammer of Nizan. Sunforger isn't a legendary, oddly enough. It can get Sword of the Animist. Can get, yeah, our Planeswalkers as well. I think that's enough. I think that's enough for it to be decent. Semblance Anvil or Cloud Key, redundant effects are good, but Anvil takes 2 cards. I think it's worth it. Someone mentioned Helm of Awakening is better than Cloud Key. Helm of Awakening. Spells cost 1 less to cast. That helps our opponents, though. I don't think we're doing that. I don't think we want to ramp our opponents. Oh, is Embercleave also legendary? Oh, okay, cool. So worth dropping creature too? Probably is. I mean, there's a lot of janky module cards. I like Throne of Death, but there was some persistent sayings of getting rid of it, so I was like, okay, whatever. Still need to cut cards, so I'm not gonna get too nitpicky on what we got. Ooh, is the Ozolith legendary? It is. Oh my god. Yeah, Search for Glory is great. We're not gonna cut this sinew. It's a primary way of getting rid of artifacts. Some swords, get them out of here? Why? You'll miss that proliferate? Yeah, but I also need to cut cards. Wow, the Whelp is so much worse. Slasher at least has 4. Or 1. This is only 1. Yeah, the Whelp is pretty bad. Do we need 2 ramp swords? I think so. How many creatures do nothing but modular? I mean, most of these are either deal with equipments or deal with artifacts in some way. What card draw is there other than equipment? There's Esper Sentinel. There is Jessica's Will. There is, I mean, not is it? Skull Clamp, Mystic Forge, and Showdown of Skalds are the primary ways. How many creatures seem bad? We have so few. The Whelp was bad though, and I do need to cut cards. Yeah, Ugin also counts. I kind of like the Slasher because it's 4 modular cards on it. You could actually put 5 on it. So like, think of it as like pay 5 mana, put 5 counters on Zabaz. Well, yeah. If we have a free sack outlet for it, then it's 5, which I think is actually decent. It's a decent rate. Maybe single combat. Gets tough. Gets tough. Oh, how many are cheaper than MV? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We just went down a land, so we went to 35 and 1 MDSC. Slot is strong. Do we not go for sack outlets? They've slowly been voided out. Player chooses any... No. No, I don't want that one. Icar Wellspring got cut, actually. We could actually take out No, Showdown's too... Other chapter abilities are so good for the deck, though. If only I had ways to like double the amount of counters we have on our stuff. Unfortunately, it's a green thing. Creativity's probably not good enough. Maybe cutting one. We'll cut slash the ranks and keep single combat. I think that is the play. They're pretty close. I like Indomitable Creativity though. I think it's a cool card. We have a bunch of artifacts that are pretty bad, so sacrificing them is not bad. Single combat stops them from casting creatures though, which is kind of cool. Do you have Cathar's Crusade or the Ozlith? We have the Ozlith. Oh, players. Oh, it can't stop. Oh, it stops us too. All right, we'll cut single combat. All right, we'll go down to 2 board wipes. All right, okay, that's fine. Can I cut Soul Guy Lantern? I know I shouldn't, but can I? Please, chat. I need to get to 100 cards. It's a good card. I mean, you should always run Graveyard Hate, but I just want to cut down cards. Please, chat. Cut a sword. I can't cut a sword. Look how beautiful these swords are. Look at these beautiful swords. Is it the only Graveyard Hate? It is. Yeah, add Scavenger Grounds. Cut a sword. I mean, what would we take out? We would take out Sword of Light and Shadow. I think that's the only one that's bad. I like Hearth and Home. I like Fire and Ice. Feast and Famine's Ramp. These have all been effective to me. Sinew and Steel removes artifacts. Animation module. What's animation module? Whenever a counter is put on permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you do, pay a servo. That's pretty good, but it's slow. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out. What if, instead of cutting the sword... Yeah, I like Light and Shadow for just getting back stuff we sacrifice. Chat, what if instead of cutting the sword, I cut Arcane Signet. I was gonna say Boros Signet, but I already cut it. And Talismanic Conviction, but I already cut it. How many tutor targets do we have for Sunforger? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut the massive memory? No way. We could get the ready, but it is a sack outlet. And it loots. Looting is cool too. You know what? We're doing a chat. We're taking out an arcane signet. We actually could go down a land. Ugh. I could cut a land. Cut the expensive stuff, make a budget. We're past that. We're definitely past that point. You see how many pieces, how expensive the Kaldra pieces are? There's no way I'm cutting them. We're not making a budget deck out of this. Is Ugin our only big kill spell? If not, gonna cut. Look. Chat, don't do as I say, not as I do, alright? We're cutting past the exile. And then we have 4 target removal spells. Mishra's Workshop? I don't think... No. We don't need to flicker anything in our deck. No. We don't have any flicker targets, actually, in the deck. Except for Stormforge Mystic. So when we check the list, I know. Like I said, do as I say, not as I do. Look, it's fine. We'll just tutor them instead with Sunforger. Ugin seems meh. Most of our stuff costs less. Oh my goodness, Together Forever and plus Sneak Attack? That is a good combo. That is a good combo. How much is Sneak Attack? If I put in Sneak Attack, though, then I need to cut another card. Cut Cloud Key. I guess it's not as good as Semblance Anvil. Maybe we'll take out Cloud Key. All right. So what I can do, I like Ugin because it makes most of our spells way cheaper. I'm definitely not cutting the Anvil. It makes most of our spells way cheaper, and it also acts as removal and card advantage. But I do also want to add Sneak Attack now, because Sneak Attack plus our random creatures. Actually, our mana curve goes pretty low. Like, we're not going to be saving that much mana on that. Yeah, I don't want Sneak Attack in here. I don't think it's that great. I think this is fine. I think maybe you're right. That we should probably actually wait. Cut Cloud Key's just better than Foundry Inspector, right? Because Cloud Key is harder to remove. So I'm going to replace Inspector with Cloud Key. I don't think they're terrible cards. Are we cutting cards or price here? We were cutting down on cards. The last cards I took out were Path to Exile, which we definitely should add in. Cloud Key cannot attack though, but we don't care about attacking with other creatures except for Zabaz. We're trying to kill people with commander damage or Kaldra. No, put Path in. Get rid of Stinger. But it's cute. They're both worse than the owl that reduces historical costs. So this is basically Voltron? It is, yes. I don't think sneak attack's good in here. I think we got there. I mean, do I really need Path to Exile here? Maybe if this was an efficient list, but maybe if it was a little more efficient list. But like, I don't want to cut down all the modular cards because that's kind of the gimmick of Zabaz. So we still have like 20 or so modular creatures. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then the Power Depot is 15. We have 15 modular cards. Cut Mask, put back in Path. Your other equipment is so much better than Mask, but Mask trusts me 2 cards. 3 mana is too late for 1 reduction. I think if this was modern, then sure, 3 mana is too late. But this is Commander, it should be fine. Foundry Inspector's not even in the deck. Cloud Key's in the deck. Hangerback makes bodies for Ravager and does things with counters that are put on it. I don't really want to put counters on it though. How do we put a Felidar Retreat? I think it's too slow. Do we want Cigar Desire? Yeah. The Flash ability is really good. And equipping for free is really good. But we also have like Hammer and Azan and whatever. I think this is fine, chat. I think like realistically, like if we were trying to optimize it further, we would cut like all the modular cards. But then that defeats the point. Swap Ugin for Throne of Geth. I like Ugin though. I like popping off of Ugin. There's also targeted removal as well. Cut Light and Shadow. I like Light and Shadow though. I don't know. I like this. There's things you can tweak, and everybody's gonna have their own opinion on what is good and what is bad. But I think I'm pretty happy with this one. Yeah, you could add Path to Exile. You can take out some of these modular cards if you want. You can take out some of the swords if you want. You can add Throne of Geth. You can remove Throne of Geth. But I think this deck kind of rocks. It seems like it's gonna do what it's supposed to do pretty well. Pretty happy with it. And yeah, that'll be the list, everybody. Hope you liked this end result. I'm going to be playing this list on Commander Clash in a week from now. So not this coming Commander Clash, the week after I will be playing this specific list. And the main goal will be Voltroning up Zabaz with a bunch of swords, sacrificing modular creatures to pump him up, and win with commander damage. But we do have the secret backup plan of assembling Kaldra and winning with Kaldra. And we also have Kaldra complete. So that's why we have a lot of like equipment tutors and whatnot too. Throne should really be in here. I mean, it's a very Throne was very decisive there. Not decisive. What's it called? Controversial. Some people really wanted Throne to get off. Some people wanted back in. I need to make some cuts, so this is what it is. All that equipment, only one way to free equip. We have Pure Steel Paladin and we have Hammer and Nazan. We can tutor up Hammer and Nazan pretty efficiently. Divisive, that's the one. Yeah. Whoop. That's going to be it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like it. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. And Scrap Mastery over Open the Vaults. I think Open the Vaults is better. Just wanted to cut one more lane. It's fine. All right, everybody. That's it. We got the deck list. I'm going to update the thing. Final list. And that'll be it, everybody. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And I'll be back Wednesday with some EDH gameplay. I'm not sure what deck I'm going to be playing at. I'm going to be saving this for the Commander Clash recording this week. And hopefully we get to do the Culture Dream there. Yep. That's it for now, everybody. I am out. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And until next time, friends. See ya.